Hey, I've accumulated a little bit of a development queue. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 rolls of black and white film, mostly Ilford FP4, some Ilford HP5 Plus. Yesterday I developed 8 sheets of 4x5 color film and then 3 rolls of 35mm color film. So I keep on shooting film against all the odds. I mean, people ask me very often when I'm out there shooting film that, hey, do you still get film? Are you still shooting film? And then they ask me why. Now I meet pretty often with Nico from Nico's photography show. Like, Nico is the guy who has this YouTube channel, Nico's Photography Show, and unlike my channel, his show is full of valuable information and facts. We meet at the Camera Store, Camera with the K, Camera Store, which is an online shop for used cameras and lenses and whatnot. And with Nico, we've been trying to estimate this market, this phenomena, with numbers. And we currently estimate that it's about 5 to 6 million people who actively shoot on film globally. And the market size is, depending a little bit how you calculate it, it's from $500 million, could be all the way up to $1.5 billion. So it's not huge, it's actually pretty small, but it's growing steadily, about 20% every year. Now, if you go back to the 90s and we think about what was photography like then, when there was no digital, there were certain needs for photographers. First of all, you need to get good quality pictures. Analog is the only game in town, so you want to get as good pictures as you can, of course. And then speed was another consideration. If you were a casual shooter, you wanted to take your film to CVS, drop it off, and then pick it up a few hours later and get prints and films back. If you were a professional, say working for a newspaper, you shot a news frame at 9 a.m. and you wanted it to be ready for a press by noon. So the speed was in essence. Now money, of course, is always an important aspect, whatever you do, but it's also flexible, like it depends how much you can afford and all that. Both digital and analog can be hugely expensive, but also pretty affordable, depending on how you work. So anyway, 20% annually more photographers finding film, either finding it as a new thing or finding it again. And so as we analyze these film shooters, there are different groups, there are different types of people shooting film. And there are at least 2 major groups. One is teenagers and 20-somethings who find the film for the first time. They don't have the history with film. And to them, it's a new discovery. And it seems to me that for them, those considerations of image quality and time are not essential. They shoot on film because it is fun, it's interesting, it's a vehicle for their self-expression. They feel that they can get something out both from the pictures but also the actual process. Like my daughters are good examples. They are 20-somethings and they shoot on film. And my younger daughter just went with her friends up to the north for a ski trip. And she took a lot of pictures. Those were the pictures that I just developed. And they take pictures like this. Yeah, I didn't even ask permission to show those pictures, because I develop their films, both my daughters and their friends' films. So new discovery for them, self-expression, fun, the process, the whole experience. Then there are old-timers who sort of come back to film. I mean, they may be amateurs who used to love the process and used to love these old cameras, and now after spending 20 years with digital, they sort of discover their old love. And they shoot a roll every now and then, and they may even go and develop films themselves and print them. And then there are professional old-timers who take film back to their repertoire, and they are able to offer that to their customers. I mean, customers are asking, can you shoot my weddings on film, or can you shoot this product placement or product commercial or advertisement on film? You know, I know this guy who just shot a major Finnish fashion magazine cover on film because the magazine asked for it. It's something that the professional wants to add into their repertoire right now because there's a demand for that. But for those people, the film is sort of an old friend that they come back to. And now, this is very different from the 20-somethings because it seems to me that old-timers looking like me still want this quality. I mean, they used to, back in the days, they used to work really hard to get good quality pictures. And now when they pick up the film again, they continue where they left in the late 90s and they want to push the quality forward. So their needs are different. They buy different kind of cameras. Teenagers buy point and shoots. Old-timers buy Hasselblads, Rolleiflexes or 4x5s. I mean, this is a simplification, but you get the point. So it's kind of fascinating to see that these different groups use the same media in such a different way. And then there are outliers like myself. I look like an old-timer. I am an old-timer, but I was never a film shooter back in the days. Yes, I had a point-and-shoot camera, but I was one of those guys who would have 2 Christmases on one roll of film and the summer in between. So I wasn't really into photography. Then the digital came, and I kept on shooting my kids. That sounds awful. Like, kept on photographing my kids and things that were happening around me. And then the phone totally replaced that in 2010 or in that ballpark, when I actually stopped using my DSLR and everything was just full. Until fairly recently when I found film. So from my discovery of the film, it's more like these 20-somethings. It's a new thing to me, and I value the process, I value the experience, and above all, I value the self-expression. And I'm less and less interested in the quality, like the factual, scientific quality of my pictures, unless they serve the purpose of my self-expression. That made me think the other day as I was shooting this. Actually, we were on a trip to Estonia. I'm gonna make a video about that too with my wife, and most of these rolls are from that film, from that trip. Not all, but most of them. So I thought about it, like, why do I do that? I could have taken those pictures with my cell phone too. I took pictures with my cell phone, of course, but you know. So what is important to me? And I came to the conclusion that the process is even more important than the final results. It's the experience. It's like selecting the film, thinking about which developer I'm going to use, which camera I'm going to take with me, and then shooting, not looking into the small screen at the back of the camera, but really enjoying the shooting, enjoying these old things. Then going, coming back home and revisiting the thought of the development, which developer to use, picking the developer, more grainy, more soft, more nuanced, what do I want, developing, and then reliving the trip, in this case, again, when I developed these rolls of film. Scanning them, selecting the best prints, for physical printing. Working in the darkroom, getting these prints done, framing them, maybe selling them, offering them to somebody. This whole process, that's what fascinates me, not so much the final result. It's funny. So I don't think I am a photographer. I'm not sure if I would shoot, I'm not sure if I would take photographs if there was not this analog process. I'm not sure at all. Am I a photo artist? Artist is a heavy word. I don't know even if that would apply. What is an artist anyway? I'm a process junkie. That's what I am. I'm an analog film process junkie. And I believe that somewhere among these 20-somethings and these old-timers coming back to film, there are also other process junkies who tremendously enjoy the process of taking these photographs. And then sometimes the final results are almost like an afterthought. I don't know if this makes any sense, but I thought it was worth sharing with you. Hey, it was this time, next time something else. It's probably gonna be something about film photography. See you then.